In a world that's always screaming at us to chase the next big thing, what if the real key to a good life is something, well, a little quieter? Today, we're going to dig into contentment, what it actually is, why it might be way more valuable than that fleeting rush of happiness, and how you can start building it into your own life. All right, let's jump right in. So let's just kick things off with a question that might feel a little counterintuitive. What if happiness isn't actually the goal? I mean, we spend so much of our lives chasing it, trying to buy it, scheduling it into our calendars, but what if that very chase is the thing that's making us miserable? And this leads us straight into what a lot of psychologists call the happiness trap. It's this cycle that so many of us are stuck in, and a lot of the time, we don't even realize that the whole game is rigged against us from the very beginning. Now, the engine that powers this trap, it's something called the hedonic treadmill. Just think about the last time you got something you really, really wanted. A new phone, maybe a promotion at work, that dream vacation. The thrill was amazing, right? But how long did it actually last? A week? A month? Pretty soon, that new reality just becomes your normal, your baseline, and your brain is already scanning the horizon for the next hit of happiness. It's this exhausting race where the finish line just keeps moving. So if we step off that treadmill, what's the alternative? Well, it requires a pretty fundamental shift in perspective. Let's explore this really powerful analogy that I think clarifies it perfectly. Thinking about our emotional state as the difference between the weather and the climate. So look at it this way. Happiness is the weather. It's a sunny day, a surprise party, a burst of intense excitement. It's wonderful, for sure. But it's fleeting, it's unpredictable, and it's almost always tied to external things you can't really control. But contentment? That's the climate. It's the underlying stable condition of your inner world. It's not about that high-energy thrill of getting more. It's about the deep, quiet, serene appreciation of having enough. So when you boil it all down, contentment is that underlying climate of well-being. It's this deep sense of peace with your life exactly as it is, no matter what the daily weather forecast is, good news or bad news. It's that fundamental, unshakable feeling that you're okay. So the big question is, how do we cultivate this internal climate? Well, the research points to a really clear blueprint, and it's built on 3 essential pillars. Together, they form the foundation for a real, durable inner peace. Let's see how this all fits together. The first pillar is all about mastering your mindset, because contentment is an inside job, 100%. It all begins with how you choose to relate to your own reality moment by moment. Now, this isn't just about thinking positive. It's about making specific, really powerful mental shifts. Radical acceptance, for instance, doesn't mean giving up. It just means you acknowledge reality as it is without wasting all that energy fighting it. Gratitude actively rewires your brain to notice what you have, not what you lack. It's the direct antidote to that hedonic treadmill. Self-compassion is all about treating yourself with the same kindness you'd give a friend when you mess up. And finally, limiting desires. This is a huge idea from Stoicism. It's about finding real joy in what you already have. It's probably the fastest path to inner peace. Of course, our minds don't exist in a vacuum, right? And this brings us to the second pillar, building the physical and social foundations that actually allow a contented mind to flourish in the first place. And this stuff is absolutely crucial. There's a famous 80-year Harvard study that found the single biggest predictor of long-term health and contentment wasn't fame or fortune, it was the quality of our relationships. We also just can't ignore our biology. Good sleep, regular movement, decent nutrition, that's the absolute bedrock of a stable mood. And yeah, while money can't buy happiness, having enough to meet your needs and feel a sense of control, that's a really critical piece of the puzzle. So, with a solid mindset and stable foundations in place, we can finally address the third and final pillar, the one that gives our lives direction and a real sense of meaning, finding your purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be some grand, world-changing mission. The key is simply feeling that your efforts matter. It can be found in that magical state of flow. You know that feeling when you're so completely absorbed in something, whether it's coding, gardening, or playing music, that you lose all track of time. And so often, the deepest sense of purpose comes from contribution, using your skills to help others, or just being part of something bigger than yourself. Okay, so that's the theory. But how do we actually put this into practice? Let's shift from the what to the how, with a few simple daily habits you could literally start today. This is a routine you could start tomorrow morning. Seriously. Begin your day by just noting 3 simple things you're grateful for. This actively fights your brain's built-in negativity bias. Make a conscious choice to limit your social media scrolling, which is basically an engine for comparison and wanting more. Try practicing just 5 minutes of mindfulness, just noticing your thoughts without getting swept away by them. And finally, get outside. Spending time in nature is a proven way to calm your nervous system and just reconnect with what's real. As we bring this all together, it really boils down to one powerful, transformative idea: the art of wanting what you already have. The endless pursuit of what we don't have, that's the happiness trap. True, stable peace comes from appreciating the value of what is already here. This is captured so perfectly in this quote. So the real question is, are you willing to stop chasing the weather and start cultivating your climate? Thanks for watching.